here's one of the last questions I'm going to ask you, and that is, what might be some ways to avoid bankruptcy? So if someone's contemplating bankruptcy because they're starting to get overwhelmed and they can't make all the payments on time and that sort of thing, what are some things that you might recommend a person do to avoid bankruptcy or as an alternative to bankruptcy? Let me see your thoughts in the chat queue. How could someone avoid bankruptcy, maybe? Gail says sell assets to pay off debt. Absolutely. That's a great tip there. Who else? What are some things we could do to avoid bankruptcy? Request a payment plan, says Amanda. Yeah, absolutely. So going back to the idea of the settlements that we looked at earlier with the collectors, same kind of thing. See if you can do a settlement, or of course, if you're contemplating bankruptcy, you may not have any cash to even pay a settlement, but they might restructure the debt, especially if they know you're close to filing bankruptcy. They'd rather get something rather than nothing, potentially. Work with creditors, William says, again, to settle out of court. Melissa says, talk to the companies you owe. I love it. CC says, to downsize. Absolutely. These are all great alternatives to bankruptcy. Try to work out a payment plan, Jamie says. Yes. So you said it on this screen here, negotiate with creditors for all the reasons you mentioned, sell property or downsize. You said that. You can also get a part-time job or start a temporary side hustle. Again, not that people wouldn't have thought about that, but a lot of times they're working their regular job and they're like, I think I'm gonna have to file bankruptcy. Well, there's nights, there's weekends. It's not something people want to do, but for a period of time, how can you make some extra money till you get out of the mess you're in, right? Make some lifestyle changes. What can be eliminated or cut back to save on money? And I mean, cut it with a knife, right? Go into it and you're slicing and dicing. It's not just, cutting out the avocado toast every once in a while. I mean, really, how can you cut back? I've never sat down with anybody as an individual, even let alone a family, that couldn't save at least $400 a month. That's going back three decades. So, and that may seem wild, or it may not seem like much, but if you go back 3 decades, 400 was a lot of money, and it still is today. But that's just bare bones, right? That's low-hanging fruit. Everybody can cut back a ton on what they're spending. I promise you, I've never seen an exception to that statement. And then see a credit counseling agency. I would recommend it's one approved by the U.S. Department of Justice. There are some not so good ones out there and some shady ones, but the U.S. Department of Justice has a approved list of credit counseling agencies across our country, and there's always one in a city near you. So those are some alternatives to bankruptcy.
Pinnacle Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Neither Pinnacle Bank or its affiliates are a registered broker-dealer. Securities and/or insurance products are not deposits, not insured by the FDIC or any other government agency, nor are they guaranteed by Pinnacle Bank. They are subject to risk and may lose value. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. The purpose of this series is to provide helpful information on the subject matter covered. It is offered with the understanding that Pinnacle Bank is not rendering legal or accounting advice. Since the details of your situation may be fact-dependent, you should additionally seek the services of a competent professional regarding your personal situation.